You know, I remember something about a birth in my family years ago, but I couldn't recall it. So my cousin Don in Bristol, Virginia, sent me a PM, private message on Facebook. He told me the story. He said, "Have you heard about the birth of Dad, my Uncle Clifton?" I said, "No, I don't. I remember something about it," but he said, "Well, I'll tell you." And he was wanting me to make a video about this. In 1939, when my Uncle Clifton was born, he was not breathing. Now, when someone whether it's an infant or an adult, when someone's not breathing, it's critical. And you ain't got time to think. Seconds count. If I would collapse right now, me, myself, and I, the paramedics got 5 minutes is critical. They got 5 minutes, 7's death, I think. They got 5-6 minutes to get oxygen to me, or I'll be critical. And I'm sure an infant's probably even less than that. Well, when my Uncle Clifton was born not breathing, the physician put him aside. The doctor gave up on him. And the physician tended to my grandma. You know, after a woman gives birth, they need medical care. My grandpa didn't give up. He got 2 buckets of water, one ice cold and the other warm. He dipped his son, that wasn't breathing, newborn, in each bucket, alternating. He revived him. He outsmarted the doctor. See, sometimes I get a feeling, even today, and nothing personal, doctors, I get a feeling sometimes they think that they're too smart. And I don't know, sometimes I wonder if I'm just as smart as they are. Good old common fast horse sense. I've got a woman doctor right now I won't name, and I question her ability at times. I just use common sense. I'm not saying they're not educated. Hey, my grandpa outsmarted the doctor in 1939, and I'm sure that doctor had a higher degree than he did. My grandpa had a lot of good old-fashioned common sense, and I think those buckets of water being ice cold and warm, doesn't that sound like a primitive pacemaker? When you know it. Noise, noise, noise. Anyway, doesn't that sound like a primitive pacemaker? Cold water would contract or come in. Warm water expands, like warm air, it expands, like how our weather works. So when he dipped him in the cold, it contracted. In other words, it pushed in. And when he dipped his not breathing son, newborn, into warm water, it expanded. And would that mean it was, what the conditions were actually doing? Each bucket was pushing in his lungs and expanding his lungs. A newborn, it wouldn't take nothing to push her lungs in it, and you know it's a lot softer, a lot easier to push in than the adults, cause you know they're newborn. But wouldn't that how it'd be working? Am I thinking right? I know I'm not as smart as my grandpa, and I probably never will be. One thing I love about this video business is I've been doing this for 2 years, but I've been on a computer nearly 14 years. Computers are interactive. Television, I'm not talking about smart TV, television is not interactive. Computers has made me a lot smarter than the TV ever thought of doing. I worship computers. I bow to computers. Okay? If I had it my way, I'd live on a computer 24/7. And that old saying, I don't care about too much of a good thing. I love them. It's made me a lot smarter, computers, because I read everything online. I study online. I work hard online. If you look at my YouTube channel, go to my main page, look at my YouTube channel. I got 300, and I'm trying to get 358, 359 uploads, maybe a little bit more now. I'm working on 1,400 uploads. Now, when you look at that YouTube, my channel, you see my grandpa in me. My grandpa believed in working by the sweat of your brow. in a sense I do too. I got a little of my grandpa in me. Once I start something, I do not stop. I love doing this. I love working hard. Only thing I hate is their speed in here is slow. Now they did upgrade to 720, but it's not fast yet. You still get, it's 50% better than what it was. But look at my YouTube channel. I got my grandpa in me. I just wish I had his brains. And you know this video business does something else to you? Well, let me rephrase it. You know what this video business reminds me of? You've heard of a jet fighter pilot. They got to think I'm eating was. A jet fighter pilot has got to think 3 seconds ahead. And they're traveling at 12 to 1400 miles an hour. This video business reminds me of that a little bit. As I'm talking to you, I got to think ahead. Why? I got to use the attractive words to keep your attention, to keep you watching me, to keep you from boredom. I got to think ahead. What's the next words I'm going to use to make this video as entertaining as possible? And I wish I had my grandpa's brains. Oh, do I? Especially when I was 18. But he was a genius, like I've said before in other videos. You forget the math part of it. Grandpa was smarter than Einstein, and that's all due respect to Einstein. And of course, you know, I don't know how long he's passed away in the 50s, right? Anyway, rest in peace, Einstein. I think without the math part, Grandpa got him.